Hello, Internet peeps, and welcome to another edition of Escape from SideQuest. I am Joe Dubs.
I'm Andy.
And this is where we come every bi-weekly and talk about video games, because we love movies and video games, so that's what we do here on the Nerd Review Network on Podbean.com. So nrvnetwork.podbean.com, there's the plug right there. Andy, what the hell you been playing?
A bunch of video games.
I see you got Pokemon White.
Yeah, I'm still working through Pokemon White. White is my time killer. Like, I think playing it directly after Moon was slightly a mistake. It's like, I don't want to over Pokemon myself or anything. The game's still fun. I'm still real time and stuff. I'm streaming Ultima Runes of Virtue still. That game is still very interesting, and I'm still writing the review I'm going to do in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I just piddled around in Tetris 99. I piddled around in some other... Oh, Outrun. I got Outrun from Sega Ages on the Switch. And I played some Resident Evil 2. But the old one on Dreamcast.
Yeah, Switch is... Since I've been getting into a lot of retro shit, like, you have the Nintendo app thing on the Switch that I'm, like, constantly going back and forth to. I know Kid Icarus was just added to this month. That I kind of want to...
Star Tropics, too, I think.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing I didn't even add that. I've been playing a lot of, like, ice hockey and Tecmo Ball.
Yeah, I like playing Tecmo Ball on there. I usually just play it with a friend, though.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun. It's a very underrated sports game. Everybody's like, now I play Madden. I'm like, fuck Madden. It's all about Tecmo Ball.
Yeah, or NFL Blitz, maybe.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, where are you in Resident Evil
2? Skulking around the police station still. Can't remember. I just completed like a big circle, and I think I'm about to start hunting for what I'm supposed to do next.
You already got the medallion for the statue to get the key, I'm guessing, right? That's like one of the early parts, I think.
Yeah, I did that, and I pushed some statues around. I've got some gems. I did, what else? There's like a helicopter blocking one of the way, and I can't remember. I don't know. I've seen a lot of the police station. I was in the library and moved some shelves around.
I really want to see you stream Resident Evil 2 Remake, because once you have an idea of the original and then you go into the remake, it's going to be familiar, but it's also going to be different at the same time. And
I might. I did get it for my birthday, so it's sitting around. I don't know if I'll play it back to back, but I have it, so it's a possibility.
Cool. Can't wait. I've been playing Fire Emblem Advance. It just says Fire Emblem, but I put Advance in there because it's on the Game Boy Advance, and I know
it's the first Fire Emblem that came west, so they didn't give it the subtitle. In Japan, it's called like Fire Emblem something. I don't know, Rune of Sages or Dragon Time. I don't know, but they just called it Fire Emblem in the United States, which was stupid. And then every Fire Emblem after it had subtitles, so it's really confusing. But yeah, Fire Emblem Advance is the best thing to call it.
Yeah. I dig. I'm getting an echo from you, by the way.
You the whole time?
Just now, actually. It's a little weird. I hate technology. Me, Zach, and Will, that was on the Resident Evil 2 Remake podcast, we were having so much technical difficulty. It was crazy, but it was also funny at the same time. I played Fire Emblem, and I will say this is my first Fire Emblem, and it's so addicting. I will say, like, the story is straightforward. Like, you meet up with this person, and you're fighting off all these, like, rogue kingdoms in a way. And I just love the tactic part. Like, the gameplay is what interested me the most. The story I just don't really care about.
The stories in some of the other games are more exciting than others. Like, they're kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, like, there were certain times where I was like, oh, you know, we're saving this village. I get it. You know, you're so grateful. Let me fast forward so I can get to the gameplay already. And I gotta admit, it was really, really difficult at times. Like, you had to strategize to use certain characters because you had like the magic, then you had like the big guy with the armor and like the mace and shit and the axe. Like, you really had to strategically do it or you'll get fucked up. Like, you have a healer. I mean, it's just your ordinary RPG game. And I never played Final Fantasy Tactics, so I'm not familiar. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with this kind of play. Like, I'm more turn-based in a way of, random interaction, and then you fight, and you choose what attack you're gonna do. Last night, I decided to say fuck keyboard and mouse in first-person shooter PC games, and decided to put up my controller to play Apex Legends, and I found out that I'm 10 times better with a controller than keyboard and mouse, and I was getting kills, and I won a game.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, maybe against a really, really good keyboard and mouse player, like, they're obviously going to have the advantage because they're used, they could shoot you quicker, but a lot of people on the internet are not that great and not like pro, so I can kill those people.
What's it called when you win an Apex? Like, it's not chicken dinner. Do they call it something clever, or is it just you win?
Nah, you win. That's it. But what's great about Apex Legends? Well, one, it's free. Yeah, there's microtransactions, but you get when you win, or at least when you get to the top 3, you do get a lot of points, so you can buy the other characters, and it's very cosmetic. So it's more cosmetics than the characters. There's only like 2 other characters, and I'm like 200 away from unlocking one of the characters. But it's also a small map and small squads, so you're constantly going to be in battle with somebody. And it's not like PUBG where you're like half an hour to an hour just walking, and then you either win or you die. And then I played Resident Evil 2 Remake just to refresh my mind for the Resident Evil 2 Remake podcast that me, Zach, and Will did the other day. So I went to go play the B scenario, and the B scenario is the one where I have the most trouble because they throw everything at you. It's like, hey, you played scenario A, you think that was easy? Boom, you're getting fucked. Here's zombies, here's Mr. X in like 5 minutes in the game. So I was terrified with that. And I also uploaded new mods to Resident Evil 2 Remake since I have it on PC. So I have naked Mr. X. Oh, he's wearing a Speedo. Thomas the Train Mr. X.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and they're working on a random items mode, so that when you pick up an item, it could be any. You can get like the last item that you get near the end in the beginning of the game.
That can sequence break the game, right?
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, if you get a certain key, like let's say one of the keys that you get in the beginning is at the end, it could break it. So I wonder how they're gonna do that. Maybe they're gonna have key items in there that need to be there so that you could advance. I don't know.
The random item playthroughs of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past are some of my favorites to watch. They're so interesting.
Mm-hmm. I like the Zelda one, and some of the Resident Evil old ones do that now. Like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 have it. And I know Resident Evil 2 on the N64, this is what Zach told me, that one of the unlockables that you get are the item randomizer.
Oh, like it's just in there. Huh.
Yep. So I kind of want to bring up, not games that I played, but games that I bought on eBay. Some retro games. I got, for PSP, I got the first Final Fantasy. I got Armored Core Formula Front Extreme Battle.
I always wanted to try that. I love the Armored Core games.
Mm-hmm. I have Dissidia 012, the Final Fantasy one. I think that's the fighting game. Mm-hmm. And then I got the red... it doesn't say the RD birthday. The third
birthday?
Yeah. The three is missing on this box. That's weird. And that's
Well, it's like the spiritual third persona.
hmm yeah. So I got that, and then obviously I had got the Game Boy Advance SP. Um, I got Fire Emblem, obviously. Then I got Pokemon Ruby, Ruby version, Sapphire, and Emerald, Emerald version. Now, I did buy the reproduction of the Pokemon ones because the regular ones are going about $50 a piece.
Yeah, they're pricey.
So I was like, I'll just get a reproduction. It's not like I'm reselling it or collecting it to sell it again in the future. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get the reproduction. The only thing you can't do is trade with other people, and it's not like I'm trading with with another person in Game Boy Advance.
Well, you can't trade. That's fucky.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that was, but I was also given Anthem for free. So I have a mission where I'm not really buying a lot of AAA games from EA. The only other AAA game that I'm getting is because my friends are getting it, and it's Division 2. And I heard Division 2 is actually doing pretty well. Now there is microtransactions, but it's not like it used to be, because they probably know that microtransactions are bad and you shouldn't have that. But other than that, that's all I've been playing.
Did you actually play Anthem?
Mm-hmm. I played a little bit. There's obvious bugs in it because of the publisher that it comes from. But here's what's confusing. So they give you a confusing tutorial where they just throw shit at you and say, hey, this is how you do things. After you get through the tutorial, you go to this hub area where it's kind of like a lobby section where you can get other quests and dialogue with some people. It's like a stores and stuff where you can get for your armor and all that crap.
Okay.
And then the user interface is so terrible that you don't know how to click a mission, because you have to go to your suit, which is a javelin, and you have to click yes to the mission, but it doesn't highlight it, so you don't know if you click it. And every time you go to do a mission, it's like, hey, you didn't click the mission, and it's so annoying. But like the shooting, the gameplay itself is fine. Like I said, there's a few bugs here and there, but you get what you paid for from EA pretty much, and there's always going to be bugs in those type of games. Oh, and Division 2 apparently it's going to have like a 90 gigabyte first day patch, which is annoying.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you getting it on?
I'm getting it on PC and PS4 because I have friends on PS4 and then I have friends on PC.
Jeez, buying it twice.
Mm-hmm.
He's off nice there.
I got a deal on a website. I don't know if you heard of Green Man Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
They sell it for a few dollars off. So I'll get on there. Anyway, let's move on to some news that matter to us. Actually, first, did you do any quest?
No, unfortunately I didn't. I've been stripping for a week, so
Mm-hmm.
I've been.
And I haven't do any quest. So, yep. So we're not spinning a wheel this week. So let's go to some news that matter to us, kinda. So we had a scavenge. We had to go explore the internet to find some few stories instead of just being like, "Hey, we played these games. Peace out." So I found a few that we could possibly talk about really quickly. Microsoft announced that they're going to have Halo Master Chief Collection and Halo Reach coming to PC, the Windows Store, and Steam later.
I still can't believe Steam. Like the Windows Store makes perfect sense, but
not a lot of people like the Windows stuff.
I mean, me neither. But still, interesting.
It's a good business move.
Sure.
I mean, Phil knows what he's talking about. The guy, the guy who wears the leather jacket. I forget his name. His name's Phil, right?
I want to say Phil Spector, or is that someone else?
We're close enough. um, Dead or Alive 6 came out recently, I believe. Yes, it came out recently. And this is old news, but I kind of wanted to bring it up anyway. They have a Season 1 pass for $92.99.
This is... I've been hearing a lot about this, and it's so fucking ridiculous. And it's funny, because it even says Season Pass 1, like, one of possibly more.
And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like... There's gear, there's costume, there's some maps and stuff. Fucking Street Fighter has a season pass where it's about like... Yeah, let me go search that right now. Street Fighter...
Street Fighter has 3 seasons or something. If you want to own all of Street Fighter, it's pretty expensive too. But it's not that level of stupid.
Like, here we go. Season 1 pass, $10. Season 2, $20. Season 3, $30. That is nowhere near fucking $92.
Buying the game again, though.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's still stupid for Street Fighter 5, but you... Imagine another season pass for Dead or Alive 6 and it's the same price. We're getting in the $1,000 territory soon if they keep on going.
What was that one train game that had more than $1,000 worth of DLC?
Probably like Train Simulator or something.
Yeah, it was like a simulator, and you can get all kinds of different locomotives and stuff.
I mean, it's such a gray area when it comes to this shit because, you know, you're going to have those people that don't want to unlock shit and just want to buy and get their stuff and just play with it. And I get those point of view. But then you have game companies that just say, hey, we know you don't want to waste time in unlocking, so here's this and this, and you have to pay like Dead or Alive 6, $92.99. It's like, it's fucking outrageous. It's stupid. But hey, people keep on buying and don't vote with their wallet, and they're just gonna keep on doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're going to keep pushing. They're going to go further and further, stuff like this, until they realize where the line is.
Mm-hmm. And then when they do get caught, like EA with Battlefront 2, they'll just find another way to try to take your money.
Yeah, they're always going to be experimenting, trying to do the next thing.
It's why I'm digging more retro games now, because looking back at Fire Emblem and the PSP games and the PS3 games and the Xbox 360, they give you a full $60 game. I mean, I know PS3 and 360, they kind of started doing the whole DLC and Season Pass thing, but in like the early years of those consoles, like, you were still getting quality games. Now it's just like, all right, let's bring out a bare bone game where they play like 1 or 2 levels, and they could play those 1 or 2 levels or a section of the open world until we come out with a new microtransaction or a DLC that you have to get in order to play the rest of the game. I know we beat this dead horse 1,000 times, but
yeah, totally.
When is it going to end? And the only thing I could think of where it's going to end is if it has like a video game crash. Not like the 80s one, but like something that people just...
It's going to be something like that, I believe. I mean, it's not just stuff like this, but it's... this is something that I know not everyone likes, but something Jim Sterling's been harping on a lot lately. And like at some point, it's like, yeah, he talked about it a lot, but I think he's got a good point. Everyone wants to take up all of your time. Like, every game is supposed to last forever. Like, Fallout 76 was going to be an online game that was going to have downloadable content forever. Destiny 2, Anthem, The Division, for that matter, all kinds of stuff. All these games want to come out. They want you to keep playing them for years as they roll out DLC and get more money. Mm-hmm. And eventually, people can't buy all these games, so there's gonna be less games getting bought. I don't know. It does feel like it's kind of rolling in a direction that it can't withstand. So
I think we're gonna see a lot of just how like the battle royale thing is going now, where games like Titanfall 1 and 2, which were good games, they just came out at the wrong time because they were facing up, I believe, against Call of Duty or like a Battlefield, and they got crushed by the competition. And because they didn't make enough money, they didn't want to put any focus on Titanfall 3. So instead, they came out with a free-to-play battle royale because they knew they'll make money off of microtransactions because people will love. Because I like Apex Legends, it's a good game. But I understand the business part of it, where they're just gonna be like, people are gonna love this game. They're gonna want to have these skins, so we're gonna put like, I don't know. I'm just using an example, like a Resident Evil skin or like a Capcom skin on there. Hey, you want Mega Man in Apex Legends? Buy our microtransactions, and that's how they make money. I see more of the gaming business going towards that, and it's scary. And this game of service crap with like Rainbow Six Siege, where that's all they're gonna do is they're gonna have one game, one engine, and they're just gonna keep on adding.
I've talked before about how I kind of like that. I like the idea of don't release a new $60 game every year already made.
Mm-hmm.
But man, every company's doing it now, and it's starting to have stuff happen that I didn't really understand or see coming. But it could be nothing. But it really does seem like it can't withstand what they're doing as it sits. And all that on top of loot box controversy and the possibility of the government stepping in to regulate it, and people just getting fatigued with $93 season passes and all this download content, rebuying the same game all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's lots of stuff all happen at the same time that does make it feel like it's not going to be like the Atari game crash or anything, but it does kind of feel like at some point the gears are going to grind down and we're going to have to take a step backwards or something.
Yeah, I mean, with the game of service, like, yeah, it's a good idea, but game publishers could take advantage of that, where they'll throw a couple of $20 season passes for this game, and then out of nowhere they'll be like, oh, here's this expansion or DLC season, but you got to pay $80 for it. You start to add up like those 20s and those 10s and then that 180, you're looking at a lot of money that you're going to be putting into this game, where I think maybe it's just because it's way too much money to create a game. Maybe I don't understand that portion of it.
Yeah, that is an argument too. Like, the price of games was going up steadily throughout the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, and then it just kind of stopped at 60. And game publishers say, "Oh, downloadable content, season passes, stuff like that." That's how we're recouping this losses. That's why you're not paying $80 for a game now. But I don't know. I don't know if I buy that entirely. I think there's something to it, but I've never understood why every single game gets charged a flat fee. Because honestly, I don't believe every game is $60 worth of value. I think there's some games that are more value, but I think the vast majority of them could be considered less value. And people would point to the fact that it only costs millions of dollars to make these games. Maybe stop spending millions of dollars on every single game. Just make some decent games.
Yeah, because what I love about Sony so much, and even Nintendo, like their Sony exclusives, they'll put time into the single player, where they come out with decent quality, like God of War, Spider-Man, and soon, The Last of Us 1, and then soon Last of Us Part 2, and then hopefully Death Stranding, if that ever comes out. Like, they have quality, and Nintendo does the same thing. Yeah, they're starting to do like their season passes, but it's not like they're doing a Dead or Alive 6 where you have to pay fucking almost $100 to get a season 1 pass. Like you have Smash, you get a huge ass game. That's a huge game, with a $25 season pass or fighter pass, as they call it. It's getting out of control, and hopefully soon something will change where it goes in the right direction. But I don't think we're gonna get that right direction because everybody wants more money. It's just how the world turns, I guess. Kind of moving on before we get to the ninja story. I mentioned Death Stranding. I don't know if you read that Hideo Kojima said that they're a little behind schedule.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Every big budget game's gonna fall behind schedule. And besides, he didn't even say when it was coming out, so they could have said nothing, and we would have never known. So
yeah, and a lot of people are speculating that it's coming out early 2020, and I think that's a safe bet. I think it's going to be a launch title for PS5.
I think it'll be Christmas 2020.
Oh, damn. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because Metal Gear Solid 4 took a pretty long time, and I think that took like 5 years to make, and we're already on 4 years, I believe, with Death Stranding when they announced it. So who knows? I mean, he did say they're a little behind. They're not totally behind, but it's Hideo Kojima. You know he's gonna want to make it perfect, and he'll keep on delaying until he's satisfied with it. And then the final news that since we talked about Apex Legends, apparently there is a news story going around that Ninja, who's known for Fortnite, pretty much the face of Fortnite, got paid by EA $1 million to stream Apex Legends. Imagine being a streamer and EA coming up to you, be like, hey, we had this free to play game. We want to pay you $1 million to play it and like it.
I don't know how he didn't, retire.
Some of these streamers, man, I think if you're like a PewDiePie or a Markiplier or now a Ninja, because now Ninja's like, he's big, dude. He's a celebrity now.
He kind of seems like one of the. I think PewDiePie is the only one who could arguably make this.
What was that? I didn't hear you. On the
he's very big. I agree.
Yeah. But other streamers, man, when they start getting all those donations in, like, you got to think maybe some of them are gonna not be pretty good with money and not invest in it. And then, you find out, just like old football players and celebrities, where you find out they are nobodies now and work at a realtor.
That blows my mind. How does that even happen?
It's because they buy drugs and drink a lot and party a lot, and they find out they have no more money and they're irrelevant. I don't know, man. It just... People need to look at streaming and YouTube, and I get it. Some of it might be a job. I think if you have a thing like, like Kind of Funny or Rooster Teeth and all that stuff, like, you'll be fine. But if you're going by yourself and trying to make money off of it like a job, you got to think sometimes you might become irrelevant. And just nobody would care about you anymore.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, there's no other news to talk about. The next big game coming out is The Division, which is Friday. What else is coming out? I know there's another. I'm getting Devil May Cry 5 soon.
Oh yeah, that's out. Apparently, it's great.
Capcom has been doing fucking good, dude. I don't know what happened. Like, what made them snap out and be like, we need to make good games. Maybe because they're like, all right, we're milking the shit out of Street Fighter. Let's make sure Monster Hunter is good. What do you call it? Resident Evil 2 Remake is good, and then Devil May Cry 5. But who knows? Like, gaming is pretty weird. Like, maybe the next game is gonna be terrible. Whatever that next game is. Andy, any projects you're gonna be working on? You still working on Ultima, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Ultima's up right now.
The fuck? My dad just... What's going on here?
What?
Oh, my dad texted me a picture of his gun. I was like, why is he sending me this picture from work?
He's threatening you.
Probably. My projects, I'm still doing a Nemesis project with Zach. I know Will wants to do some other episodes that he's familiar with. He doesn't want to do all of them. I also just been coming up with ideas where we just play game series that we know a lot about, like Metal Gear. I'm eventually gonna start doing Kingdom Hearts, and then I do want to do Devil May Cry because that's another series that I played a lot back then. Devil May Cry 3 is my favorite. But other than that, yeah. Do you have any last thing to talk about? Anything you want to throw out there?
I mean, follow me on Twitch, watch me play Ultima, watch me whine about how difficult it is sometimes, and then eventually watch the video review.
And are you playing that on GameCube, by the way?
Yeah, I'm using my Game Boy player. I was thinking about using the Super Game Boy because I have my sweet new YPVPR cables for it, but I don't have the adapter with the Elgato, so I gotta use it.
Yeah, I think that's my next project. There's two other projects that I want to buy. And what I mean projects, I mean go on eBay and buy GameCube with the Game Boy Advance player.
Yes.
And then I also want to get... My goal is to get all the handheld shit. So I want to get a PlayStation Vita before it starts to go up in price, since they don't make them anymore. But I want to get that, and then eventually the Game Gear and all the other handhelds that I need to get. The Game Boy Color and the original Game Boy. And then the first Game Boy Advance, the purple one. I have the Advance SP. The one with the brighter screen.
The SP is what you want.
Yep. SP is amazing. Other than that, to catch our podcasts, both Escape from SideQuest and Big Trouble in Little Podcasts, make sure to go to novnetwork.podbean.com. Right now, our last Escape from SideQuest is starting to get a lot of downloads because of the new intro that we put in there, maybe? After we put the new intro, we got like 20 downloads on that episode. I think almost 20. I think 18 we're at now. I'm kind of inflating the number. And also make sure to like comment. Go on nerdreview.com. I do post our podcast there too. And we have my friend Mike who does a lot of horror movie reviews that he puts up there. A lot of B-rated movies. So check them out. And we're also on Game Journal is on YouTube. That's my other project where I just do video game essays or do live streams where I put my Resident Evil 2 remake and Division 2 stream on there. But until next time, everybody, I'll see you next week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening.